Thank you.
Next at 5, Tropical Storm Arlene in the Caribbean, responsible for a flood watch here in South Florida.
Brian Norcross here in Weather Control. New advisory just in from the National Hurricane Center. We'll have it for you here in less than 1 minute.
Also, our wet weather already causing problems at a local strip mall. Live team coverage from your weather station is straight ahead.
A South Florida firehouse vandalized in a tire slashing spree. We're live.
Our cameras are rolling during a kitty crisis in a local storm drain.
Emilio Estefan is honored at a star-studded event in Hollywood.
And live pictures here from a South Florida shopping mall as fans there wait for an international superstar to arrive. Good evening. I'm Beatrice Canals in for Maggie Rodriguez.
I'm Rob Hanrahan. CBS 4 News at 5 starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News First at 5.
South Florida under a flood watch, drenching downpours taking much of the area by storm.
The rain and the wind are fringe effects of Tropical Storm Arlene, and we are under the flood watch until at least tomorrow.
Tropical Storm Arlene right now is in the western Caribbean. Your weather station has team coverage beginning now with CBS 4 meteorologist Brian Norcross. He's live in weather control tonight. Brian.
Beatrice, it's a very disorganized tropical storm, as you would expect in June, but the potential for heavy rain is pretty high. We can already see it on real-time WFOR. Look at the heavy bands of rain down here in the Straits and then also down over Cuba. All of this is moving to the north. Now, as you say, we've had a few fringe effects around here already, but that's really nothing compared to what we expect as the system moves to the north. Here's the satellite picture. Now, the center is down in here. Now, watch over the past 24 hours. So this is since yesterday. We can see the tropical moisture coming up around this side of the circulation. Notice there's next to nothing on this side over here. So it's a very disorganized system, actually somewhat reminiscent of Hurricane Irene back in 1999, in that with the center around over in here, that's bringing up the moisture, and that moisture is just going to spread north over us and take at least a day and a half, it looks like, to pass on by. Now, as far as the storm itself, down here well to the south is the circulation center as it was earlier. Now, the Hurricane Center, interestingly, in the latest advisory, is putting it right about there. But in any case, here are the big thunderstorms all over in here. This is the strongest ones right in there, still well south of Cuba. So we've got a ways to go before that all spreads to the north. Here are the numbers as of the brand new advisory just in: 20.2, 84.2, 40-mile-an-hour winds, and there's a hurricane hunter down there right now checking Arlene out just to see exactly what's going on, because it looks quite disorganized, as you saw in the satellite picture. 115 miles south-southeast of western Cuba at this time. Now, here's the future track where the center of the storm is expected to go. But notice that even if it were to stay as far to the right and go up this way, remember that the bad weather is over on this side. So that's why all this bad weather that's down here in the Caribbean and over Cuba is expected to move north and affect Florida more than anywhere else. And of course, the worst of the wind would be up here on the Gulf Coast as it comes ashore sometime, looks like, on Saturday afternoon. All right, now Bob Soper's been looking into the history of tropical storms and hurricanes in June. Here's Bob.
Well, Brian, that area, kind of a popular spot in June. And let me show you, way back in the 1880s, we spotted a tropical storm, became a hurricane, moved on up into the panhandle of Florida. In 1889, same location, moved across the western part of Cuba, slightly a hurricane, then became a tropical storm again, moving on out. 1906, across the west end of Cuba, straight up, right near Apalachicola. Then we have to back out because it was south of Jamaica where this one started. It was a tropical storm all the way, but look where they're all hitting. It's just almost identical to where we think Arlene's going to go. Now, this one, 1994, didn't become much until it hit the middle of the Gulf and then moved on up. But look at these spaghetti strings. Everybody trying to go up into that neighborhood. So it's apparently a very popular spot. Now, for category and number of storms of all U.S. striking hurricanes in June, we had Category 5, none. Category 4, only one. The same way with Category 3. On a Category 2 storm, we had just 2 in history, and just Category 1, only 6. So we don't see that many hurricanes in June. Brian?
All right, Bob, this doesn't happen very often, but it does indeed happen. Why? Because we have this blocking high. This is the thing we talked about all last hurricane season. It's there right now. So that's what's going to keep the center of this tropical storm away from us and drive it to the north, something like that. There is the future track. So you see the mechanism, and we'll just watch and see what happens with that high and hope it moves on to the east. But right now it is in place for a busy hurricane season. All right, back with more in a few minutes.
All right, be sure to keep it right here on CBS 4, your weather station. We'll have the very latest on Tropical Storm Arlene.
A weather-related scare at a strip mall in Pompano Beach. A portion of the building facade came crashing down. CBS 4's Art Barron is there with how the cleanup operation is going. Art?
Well, Rob, you can see the debris right behind me in front of this dollar store. It was a 50-foot section of decorative roof that came crashing down just a few hours ago. I'm holding a piece of that roof, and you can see what appears to be wood rot that this piece of wood has endured over the years. Now, crews out here tell me that it is a miracle no one was hurt. Describe.
It just fell down. That's all I can say. It just crumbled down.
This section of decorative roof comes crashing down just seconds before and after people walked under it.
You can see that the thing is rotten. Should have been taken care of a long time ago. And if anybody would have been under it, they would have been hurt.
One customer's Chevy van in front was damaged. He had parked it there during a heavy downpour.
I pulled up so he wouldn't have to run out in the rain and get out of the van and went in. And I don't think I was in there for 2 seconds. And I heard this thump and turned around and there's the mess.
6 shoppers and 2 employees were inside the dollar store along the 800 block of North Federal Highway. Fortunately, no one was walking underneath when part of that building collapsed. The fire marshal believes a combination of wood rot and a soaking rain led to the collapse.
I think it's a combination of all the rain we've had and the obviously rotted wood. Looks like some termite damage or just general rot. And the water got up in there and it was just too much for it and it came down.
Store employee Sheba Sharpton went home early, still a little bit shaken over what happened.
Thank God everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Back out here live, I'm told this entire building was built 30 years ago, and now there is talk all of the decorative roofing over other businesses may have to be torn down. That's why building inspectors are on scene right now to make that determination. That's the very latest out here in Pompano Beach. Art Barron, CBS 4 News.
A driver crashes into a school bus and ends up pinned underneath it. Coral Springs fire rescue crews rushed to the scene on University Drive and Atlantic Boulevard this morning. Luckily, there were no kids on board that bus. The driver of the other car, however, had to be extricated and air rescued to the hospital. Doctors at North Broward Medical Center are now evaluating his condition.
Things get hot overnight at a Fort Lauderdale Chili's restaurant. Firefighters called to the scene on Northwest 9th Avenue. The fire, believed to have started in the kitchen, caused smoke and water damage to much of the restaurant. No one was hurt. The restaurant, though, is closed for repair.
A suspect on the run tonight accused of creating one big scare at a Lauderhill gas station, and it's all for nothing. Surveillance video shows the man buying a pack of gum at a Chevron gas station on North University Drive, then takes out a knife and orders the clerk to open the register. Well, apparently a customer walked in during all of this. The suspect panicked and took off. If you have any information, you're urged to call police.
An overnight crime spree at a South Florida firehouse leaves close to a dozen fire rescue vehicles vandalized. Their tires were slashed or punctured. CBS 4's Ted Scouten is live in Hollywood. Ted, what's the latest on who might be responsible?
Well, Rob, right now cops are running down leads, but at this point still no arrests, but certainly a lot of vandalism. Take a look at all these cars in the row here, nearly each and every one of them damaged. One after the other, crews are fixing flats, and they have their work cut out for them. Around 2:30 in the morning, a firefighter from Station 74 in Hollywood noticed a fire department car with a deflated tire.
By the time the police get here, that one tire has since turned into 27 tires and a total of 11 fire rescue vehicles that were actually vandalized.
Quite an overnight crime spree, more than 24 tires flattened.
Some were slashed, some were actually punctured with what appeared to be either a knife or a center punch. Little disturbing, certainly disheartening, given the fact that these vehicles are used to save people's lives, and to think that someone would commit this type of vandalism is certainly disturbing.
Station 74, known as the Palace, is where the fire department offices are. It was near this station where fire department administrators parked their cars. Cops say whoever vandalized them targeted each and every vehicle.
There are a couple of vehicles that are not fire rescue vehicles that were avoided, if you will. Certainly these were intended to send a message to the fire department. What that message is and why someone would do it, we're going to investigate and try to find out.
Detectives are poring over surveillance video to see if they can get any clues. Noticeably absent from the vandalism, fire trucks and ambulances. They weren't touched. And the cost to replace all these tires, somewhere around $2,000. We're live in Hollywood. I'm Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.
Graduation ceremonies get in the way of the Michael Jackson trial. The judge there agreeing to a half day today so the jurors could attend to personal business. CBS 4's Brian Andrews is the only South Florida reporter at the trial, where jurors have now deliberated for 22 hours over 5 days. He brings us the latest.
A short day for the Jackson jury. The judge says they can leave early because several need to attend graduation ceremonies as local schools are getting out for the summer. Michael Jackson back in the hospital overnight, his third visit there in a week. A spokesperson said it was a follow-up visit for his aching back, but another source tells us he caught a cold from his son blanket. Jackson's black SUV leaving with its lights out and curtains drawn. Jackson is charged with 10 criminal counts, including child molestation, conspiracy, kidnapping, and extortion. An independent journalist website has video clips of Jackson's young accuser's mother talking to sheriff's investigators when this whole thing started.
I was pulling from my heart. I have no intelligence, and I was just going with my heart what to do.
The accuser's mother tells investigators why she says she felt she had to leave the country with her children after the Martin Bashir documentary in which Jackson talked about sharing his bed with her son and other boys.
One of the reasons was because there was people that were going to kill the children and me, mostly my children.
Who's telling you this?
Michael's people.
Of course, prosecutors say that Michael Jackson was behind that conspiracy to keep the family at Neverland, have them tape the rebuttal, and then ship them off to Brazil, only it didn't happen because they left the Neverland Ranch. So, jury deliberations continue tomorrow. Where are we at time-wise? 20 hours, 55 minutes, and no verdict. Live in Santa Maria, Brian Andrews, CBS 4 News.
All right, thank you, Brian. Well, a local beauty supply store needs its own makeover tonight after a customer makes one crashing entrance. That story's coming up.
Then a story you'll see only on 4. An outraged South Florida mother taking her case to the school board after her son is left badly bruised.
Later, one of Miami's biggest stars getting a star of his own at one star-studded Hollywood event.
I'm Lisa Petrollo live at the Dolphin Mall where hundreds of fans are getting ready to see the woman known as the Spanish Alanis Morissette. Shakira will be here. We'll have a live report coming up on CBS 4 News at 5:30. We'll see you then.
And live pictures here from our Ask the Experts phone bank, taking your questions about men's health issues today. Take advantage of Men's Health Awareness Month. Call 305-597-4404 until 6:30.
Pretty much felt like a baseball bat whacking my foot.
First, a teenage surfer talks about his close encounter with what may have been a great white shark. That's coming up next.
Get in on the auction action. Bid on cars, vacations, big screen TVs, kitchens, and more. All from South Florida retailers and all brand new. Don't deal with strange people on the internet thousands of miles away. Just click and bid in South Florida at Herald.com.
One team, one goal. Live at the scene to bring you all-out news coverage every day.
Chopper 4 is on the way right now.
With more breaking news.
This is where the suspect was driving on this chase.
Exclusive stories.
You think life is better for you in jail?
And special investigations.
What you're about to see involves the safety of kids.
That's why more people watch CBS 4 News than any other newscast at noon, 5, and 11 p.m. CBS 4 News. All-out coverage.
Now, the top 5 reasons Mercury Grand Marquis is better than LeSabre. Number 5, a standard V8. 4, it seats 6. 3, it's Florida's #1 selling full-size car. 2, it's the best value in its class. And number 1, get a Grand Marquis for under $19,795 after up to $5,500 cash back. Ask about additional savings, then get 25 miles per gallon highway. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
This Saturday, Bears puts the super in Super Saturday. Up to 70% savings on every item in stock makes Bears Super Saturday super. This Saturday, find super styles from designers you want. Super values with amazing savings. Super service with 24-hour delivery. Now pay no interest for 1 year. And Bears just put the super in Saturday. Bears Super Saturday sale. This Saturday, beyond the ordinary. Don't miss it.
Get in on the auction action. Bid on cars, vacations, big screen TVs, kitchens, and more. All from South Florida retailers and all brand new. Don't deal with strange people on the internet thousands of miles away. Just click and bid in South Florida at Herald.com.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
A teen surfer is lucky to be alive after a shark takes a chunk out of his ankle. The 17-year-old is talking about his brush with death.
And experts tonight say that a great white may have actually attacked him. CBS 4's Elliot Rodriguez is live in satellite control with the boy's story tonight. Elliot.
Well, Beatrice, the great white shark theory is only one theory out there, but there is no doubt that something did in fact take a big bite out of this teenage surfer.
A little scared.
17-year-old Ryan Horton says he doesn't know when he'll feel safe enough to go back into the water.
Pretty much felt like a baseball bat whacking my foot.
Ryan says something took a chunk out of his ankle after he fell off his surfboard at this beach in Surf City, New Jersey.
It was pretty much all the way down to the bone, and there was like a little bit of skin hanging off and everything.
Ryan's mother sent pictures of his wound to a shark expert who concluded
he narrowed it down to either a sandbar shark or a white shark, approximately 6 foot in length.
the Surf City Police Department wouldn't talk on camera, limiting their comments to a printed release detailing an alleged shark. So how are beachgoers taking it?
Worried? Now that the shark attack has come, a little bit, yes.
Local writer Jay Mann disagrees.
Every reaction I've had is it actually could drop people here. It's one of those things that it just reminds people of the shore.
As for Ryan, he's looking for another hobby.
Pretty much just want to go ride my quad, stay out of the water for a little while.
Probably safer. Now, if this was in fact a shark that attacked Ryan, this would be the first shark attack off the coast of New Jersey in 30 years. Elliot Rodriguez, CBS 4 News.
A deadly fire at an Illinois factory kills one man and leaves another seriously injured. The blast blew right through the Conair manufacturing plant last night. Investigators say the fire started at a place where alcohol is used to make aerosol hair products. 58 Conair employees were at work when the explosion happened. An investigation is now underway to determine what sparked the blast.
Cameras are rolling in Philadelphia where a suspect there goes on the attack. Surveillance video catches a man robbing an adult bookstore yesterday. Police say the suspect used an 8 or 10-pound rock you see there, striking the clerk 4 times in the back of the head. The clerk is in stable condition tonight. The suspect has been arrested.
Police in Bulgaria confiscate millions of fake U.S. dollars. The entire counterfeit ring had made some $3 million in counterfeit bills. The money even had watermarks typically used for added security on American dollars. Officials say the group was organized by a 36-year-old Bulgarian man who was building a hotel on one of the local beaches.
Now, police make 3 more arrests in the case of an American teenager missing in Aruba. But are they any closer to solving this mystery? We are live in Aruba coming up.
And then a kitty crisis in a South Florida storm drain, and rescue workers take extreme measures to save the feline. Our cameras are rolling for the big moment.
And again, live pictures here from our Ask the Experts phone bank, where you can call with any question you have about men's health issues. Just dial 305-597-4404 until 6:30 p.m.
And Brian Norcross back here in Weather Control. We have heavy rain in our forecast and more on Tropical Storm Arlene. That's coming up as we continue here in just about 2 minutes.
But first, Russell Crowe eats crow on national television after a telephone tantrum gets him arrested. Hear what he has to say next.
Closed captioning sponsored by City Furniture, now offering same-day delivery 7 days a week.
Your favorite guests are back. The Shopaholic.
This is what you get if you don't shop. That's what you get if you do.
Will there be a wedding proposal? Next, Dr. Phil.
Tomorrow at 3 on CBS 4.
Over 17 million people live in Florida. Almost 13 million are drivers. Over 1 million drive SUVs. And out of that many, there's only one number one. Ford Expedition, the best-selling full-size SUV in South Florida. Now get up to $6,230 in total savings, or 0 for 60 plus $2,000 on Expedition. The proof is in the numbers. Up to $6,230 in savings, or 0 for 60 plus $2,000. Only at your South Florida Ford dealer.
After a stroke, do you want your loved one in a nursing home or in your home? At Health South, we're dedicated to providing the best care available. With state-of-the-art facilities and a wealth of expertise, we help stroke victims return to their active lifestyles and to their families. For a free information kit on stroke and recovery, please call toll-free 888-REHAB-4U. Live without limits.
Our best shows tonight on CBS 4. Brought to you by these fine sponsors.
You could get out and stretch your legs. Or you could stretch your legs and keep right on going in a Lincoln Town Car. So if your car doesn't measure up, drive one that does. The spacious Lincoln Town Car with 25 miles per gallon highway Now with up to $6,500 cash back or 0% APR financing for 36 months. See your local Lincoln Mercury dealer today. Travel well.
Now through Tuesday, there's a great opportunity at Rooms to Go, especially if you want to spend less than $500 for the perfect piece of furniture. This is your chance to get armoires and wall units only $4.99, sleeper sofas, dining sets, and accent pieces $4.99. Furniture you won't believe could be $4.99, like this leather sofa $4.99. Choose beds or dressers with mirror $4.99. Dozens of selected top-selling items reduced to a shocking low $4.99. The one low price through Tuesday at Rooms to Go.
You're watching CBS 4 News, South Florida's #1 5 o'clock news.
Well, even the ducks had enough of today's tropical downpours. This was a scene earlier today in Doral where these ducks are doing what they could to get out of the rain, but unfortunately they could not quite manage to stay dry.
Well, like water off a duck's back.
Yeah.
Here we go again, right, Brian?
Just doing what ducks do, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So the main issue for us is rain. We have some concern for the folks in North Florida that still don't have roofs. You know, it's up there in the Panhandle. It's still very, very bad. Obviously, there's going to have to be some adjustments made for those folks, but it does not look like right now it's going to be a real strong storm, which you wouldn't expect this time of year.
Good.
It is only June after all. Come on. Okay, here we go outside, and then we'll check it out. 80 here at Weather Control in West Dade and Doral. It's 82 Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, 83 Key West. Of course, it's plenty sticky, 7.5, which, by the way, is just typical for summer. Look at the winds. We're east of 13 now. We gusted to 43 in a good downpour, and that's the way it's going to be. When you get one, it's going to be a gusty downpour and just under a half an inch of rain in our rain gauge here at Weather Control. Now, real-time Doppler 4 right now shows you only some kind of scattered here and there little downpours. Most of us are rain-free and will stay rain-free for some time, so the evening doesn't look terrible and certainly no problem with the commute. But let's go to the wide view of the Key West radar. Now, this is back at 6 o'clock this morning, and what you're going to see is this batch of rain move through, and then this rain from Arlene start to move to the north. Here it goes. Here goes a good batch of thunderstorms coming through. There are some of the ones that came through Dade and Broward earlier, and you can just see the amount of rain in the atmosphere increasing, and this batch is going to be next. So that's going to spread through tonight, but the storm is still well to the south. As you know, it's down south of Cuba, so there's a lot of rain yet to come, and we are on the very wet side of this system. So there's the circulation of Arlene, and even though it's out of radar range, this is all heavy rain here, so that's all got to move north as Arlene moves north through the Gulf. Now, two weather factors affecting Arlene. First of all, in the upper levels of the atmosphere, there are winds coming in right now out of the southwest, and so that's keeping Arlene from getting very strong, and that's why, as we saw earlier, the center and the thunderstorms were displaced, and that's the reason. But the forecast from the computers indicate that that's going to let up. So as Arlene moves north, the expectation is that the conditions will become more favorable, and it might very well strengthen. And it's going to move north because of this blocking high that is offshore, just like it was last hurricane season, driving the systems in that direction. As far as we're concerned tomorrow, the tropical rains move in. It looks like a nasty day. So waves of rain, gusty wind, not that it's going to pour every second, but when it does, it's going to be quite gusty with those tropical downpours coming in. Then for Saturday, as Arlene moves north, now how strong it will be up here we don't know, but it looks like it will still be drawing moisture up over us, but things should start to improve, especially late in the day, but still kind of gusty and some heavy storms. Then Arlene moves well north, but we still may be in the tropical feed, so not as breezy and still some storms around. Here's another look at that satellite picture, and we can see with the circulation right in here, here are the heaviest storms all out in here. So no matter where it goes, that's coming our way, and that's why we have that heavy rain in the forecast. And by the way, tropical storm warnings in effect for western Cuba and the dry Tortugas. Okay, our forecast then in detail tonight. Some downpours and gusty tropical winds when you get those downpours, about 78 for a low. Windy storms tomorrow and localized flooding possible. The flood watch in effect through tomorrow. Small craft advisory, rip currents, of course, a nasty day on the water tomorrow. Winds up to 30 knots. Heavy rain still at times on Saturday, but improving late in the day and somewhat less stormy on Sunday. We'll just have to see whether we stay in that moisture feed over the weekend or we get better by Sunday. Right now we're thinking probably somewhat better. Okay, that's it.
All right, Brian, thanks. Actor Russell Crowe eats crow on the David Letterman show last night, apologizing for that telephone tantrum which led to his arrest.
And on another network, even more star power on late night TV. Susan Barnett reports.
Call it The Last Samurai versus The Gladiator. On one channel, an ebullient Tom Cruise. On the other channel,
You may be wondering why I haven't called.
a contrite Russell Crowe.
I'm extremely sorry for this whole incident, and I regret everything that took place.
Last Monday, after his movie Cinderella Man debuted at number 4, Crowe was arrested in New York City for throwing a phone at a hotel clerk. But last night, Crowe was apologizing.
You know, I did something really stupid, and don't wish to ever repeat that again. I would understand that right at the moment that Nesta and his family would be under a great deal of pressure, and I'd like to apologize to them directly for that as well.
Meanwhile, Jay Leno was in cruise control.
Somebody said you had a girlfriend?
Tom was there to promote his movie, War of the Worlds, but lately, he seemed more interested in professing his love for Katie Holmes. While Jay joked,
A lot of guys are like too macho to express joy. They go, yeah, I met somebody.
Tom once again proclaimed his love.
I like hearing good news, and I like hearing about people when they're happy, and it's something that I'm just really happy. Yeah. And she's a terrific lady and great lady.
Now, you can't help but wonder if at least some of this behavior is more about attracting attention, commonly referred to as publicity, rather than just genuine displays of emotion. Susan Barnett, CBS 4 News.
All right, back to Russell Crowe. Based on what you know about actor Russell Crowe, do you think he has a problem? Do you think he needs anger management? 500 adults responded to tonight's CBS 4 Survey USA poll, and an overwhelming 69% of you say yes. 23% say no, 9% are not sure.
And now here's Elliot Rodriguez with a look at what's coming up next at 5:30 tonight. Elliot.
Beatrice, a South Florida mother, claims the bruises are proof her autistic son has been abused at school, and she says it's not the first time it's happened. It's a story you'll see only on 4. Things turn ugly at a South Florida beauty supply store when a driver gets her gears mixed up. One South Florida city shining the light on safer street lights after 2 teenagers are electrocuted. More arrests in Aruba in connection with a missing American teenager. Did a party lead to something more sinister?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I'm on the stomach. Don't cut the cord at all, okay?
And a Colorado teenager gives birth home alone with only the help of an emergency operator. Those stories and much more on CBS 4 News at 5:30, beginning in just a few minutes.
Next ET, Dallas-starred Victoria Principal's deadly disease. Then a CSI investigation, step-by-step through the making of the hit show. And Cameron Diaz's sexy body. Next ET.
Weeknights at 7 on CBS 4.
CBS Tonight. Tommy Hilfiger is giving 16 aspiring designers a shot at the biggest prize in reality TV history. Fame, fortune, and a clothing line of their very own.
The winner will be designing under my label.
This summer, the American dream will come true right before your very eyes.
They're going to live my life and fast forward.
The Cut premieres CBS Tonight.
This Saturday, don't miss Bear's Super Saturday Sale. Up to 70% savings on every item in stock. No interest for 1 year and 24-hour delivery. Bear's Super Saturday Sale. This Saturday. Don't miss it.
We've got a little graduation present for you, Pumpkin.
Oh! A new Toyota Corolla XRS. I can't even believe it. 16-inch alloy wheels and a rear spoiler. Do you know that it can do 0 to 60 in under 8 seconds? I love the new Corolla.
Oh, no. This is for you.
The new Corolla XRS.
You're going to need it for your job search.
Get your own. Now get $500 cash back or 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on all 05 Corolla models. Toyota, moving forward.
It's Floors Today's Great American Floor Sale.
Now, through this weekend, step into a Floors Today Superstore and save.
Up to 70% off hardwood floors.
Up to 70% off laminate floors.
Hundreds of styles to add the rich look of wood flooring to your home.
With up to 70% off, you'll never save more. Hardwood floors from 99 cents a square foot.
Laminate floors from 69 cents a square foot.
Hurry, these 70% savings are good now through Sunday. Buy your floors today. Take home your floors today at Floors Today.
New
Promise Buttery Spread helps maintain a healthy heart when eaten instead of butter or margarine. And now it's rich with heart health essentials like omega-3 and vitamins B6 and 12. Plus, there's no trans fat and lots of creamy, buttery taste. In fact, it's our healthiest and tastiest buttery spread yet. No wonder hearts are beating louder. New Promise Buttery Spread, taking your health to heart.
That's CBS 4 News at 5. I'll see you again at 6. CBS 4 News at 5:30 with Beatrice Canals and Elliot Rodriguez starts right now.
Now, live, this is CBS 4 News at 5:30.
First at 5:30, South Florida is now under a flood watch, and this is what's causing it, the fringe effects of Tropical Storm Arlene. The watch was issued early this afternoon.
Arlene, meantime, has people along the Gulf Coast watching and waiting. CBS 4 meteorologist Brian Norcross is in weather control following it all for us tonight. Brian.
All right, take a look down to the south here. We're using the radar out of southern Cuba, and here we can see the bands associated with Arlene down in here, and then another smaller band up to the north. That's with the Cuban radar. But now take a look at from Key West radar. This is real-time Doppler 4, and here we can see bigger batch of rain here, and then there's more of that rain over Cuba. Now on we go to the wide view where you see all the radars when we put it into motion, and now you can see all the rain moving to the north. And as a result of that, the flood watch is in effect because the rain has not reached us yet. Those showers we had today were very fringe effect showers right in there, but then the heavier rain and the more solid rain, which goes from a line now just approaching the Keys on down to the south all the way into the Caribbean, all of that is going to move up over top of us here over the next day and a half to 2 days. Here we can see it on the wide view of the satellite picture, remembering that the center of circulation is down in here. Now watch as it goes. And here you can see the moisture, and that's the most intense moisture there and the heaviest thunderstorms. A lot of that to come because as the center moves this way, the moisture is going to move up on over the state of Florida. Now here are the latest numbers as of 5 o'clock, 20.2 and 84.2. Winds only 40 miles an hour, moving north at 8. So it's not a well-organized system, but has a lot of rain associated with it, and it's unfortunately going to focus that rain over us as the center moves well to the west in the Gulf of Mexico. But remember, even if the center is in here, say tomorrow morning, remember how that moisture looked? It looked like that. So that's going to put the moisture over us even through Saturday. And even on Sunday, with the center up here, we could still very well have some of that moisture feeding up into the system, even affecting us at that time. Now, we do have some tropical storm warnings in effect. There you see for the western end of Cuba and for the dry Tortugas. Tropical storm warnings are not expected for any of the populated parts of South Florida. All right, Bob Soper will be back with more on Arlene and the rest of the weather in just a few minutes.
We have breaking news to report right now. There's been a shooting in Miami and air rescue has been called out. Let's go to Jawan Strader at the breaking news desk for more.
Yes, Elliot, these details still coming into our newsroom. This is what we know is that an ice cream truck vendor was apparently shot multiple times in the head at Charles Hadley Park in Miami. Now, one suspect is on the loose. He was seen fleeing the area around the Alapata Middle School area. He was on the ground, so he's still on the loose at this time. He was taken to Jackson as a trauma alert. And again, this is an ice cream truck vendor. He was shot multiple times in the head at Charles Hadley Park in Miami. This is something, of course, Miami police have confirmed. They're taking this very, very seriously. And apparently we do have live pictures for you. Right now, you're taking a look from our Chopper 4 over the scene of that shooting right there. You can still see as crews are just showing up. You can also see a truck there, the ice cream truck there. Maybe we could zoom into that ice cream truck. There it is right there. Again, that ice cream vendor shot multiple times in the head. You're taking a live look. You have to forgive us for those pictures are a little staticky right there, but you can still see the cops are on the scene, and we do have a crew on the scene as well. That's the latest from the breaking news desk. Jawan Strader, CBS 4 News.
Only on 4 tonight, a South Florida mother is claiming that her 6-year-old son with autism is abused at school. Now, she says this bruise on her child's arm is the evidence, and it's not the first time it's happened. But as CBS 4's Lee Davalos reports tonight, this mother is making sure it doesn't happen again.
Rochelle Burns-Davis says this is the second time her son has been abused here at the school, and she wants a school board to do something about it.
Look closely. It is a 3-inch purple and yellow bruise on the back of 6-year-old Edward Davis's left forearm. His mother says it wasn't there when she took him to school on Monday morning. Edward is autistic and could only tell his mother that it hurt.
I went to remove the jacket. I noticed on his left arm he had a huge bruise there, all purple, black, and blue. So I went in, I asked the security guard to call the principal to the office. I asked her, what is going on with my son? What happened?
Rochelle Burns-Davis confronted Edison Park Elementary School principal, who brought in Edward's teacher and teacher's assistant, who both denied ever hitting Edward. Davis maintains that another child couldn't have caused the bruise because she says the teacher told her that her son didn't have PE that day or have any physical contact with another child. Edward's pediatrician, Dr. Don Crampton, examined the boy. He says the bruise was not likely caused by a fall, but appears to have been caused by a violent grab.
It is likely that the bruise happened and is existent on the child because someone lost their patience with this child.
He has a big bruise on his arm. It didn't jump there, it didn't fly there. How did it get there?
This is not the first time Davis has had problems with Edward's school. In February, she claims to have walked in just as another of Edward's teachers was slapping him on the hand. The teacher, Roy Benitez, was investigated by the school board and later removed from the school. On this latest alleged incident, the school board would only say, "We did receive a complaint and we are investigating the alleged incident." As for Davis, she says she's speaking out so this does not happen to other special needs children.
This is his second occurrence that has happened. Why is it occurring? You know what I'm saying? He's only 6 years old. He's just a little baby.
Davis is hoping to appear before the school board on June 15th so they could hear her complaints, and she hopes where she'll get some answers. In Miami, Lee Davalos, CBS 4 News.
We have more breaking news to report, this time out of Texas, where apparently a plane has gone down into a home. Let's go to Jawan Strader at the breaking news desk with the live pictures. Jawan.
Yeah, that's correct, Elliot. Right now, folks, you're taking a live look at what appears to be a lot of smoke from that small plane that apparently crashed into a building. Unconfirmed reports right now whether or not it is a home or a building or some type of business right there. But this is right outside the Houston area in Montgomery County. Again, a small plane into a building, what could be a home. That's the latest from the breaking news desk. Jawan Strader, CBS 4 News.
Now here's something you don't see every day, a boat tying up traffic when it falls off a trailer onto a parked car. It happened on Northeast 79th Street and 4th Avenue this afternoon while the boat was being towed in Miami. When the driver went over the railroad tracks, the trailer tipped over, causing the boat to slip off and fall on top of the vehicle. Luckily, no one was injured. A hit-and-run accident leads a killer chain reaction crash in Davie. It happened on University Drive and State Road 84 this morning. Police say it started when a driver slammed into a car, took off, and then collided with another 5 vehicles. The driver who sparked the crash was found dead. 4 other people were injured. Investigators say the man may have been suffering from a medical condition during the accident.
Well, it happened in just a matter of seconds. Workers busy inside a beauty supply one minute, racing to get out of the way the next when a car there smashes right through it. CBS 4's Joan Murray has this very scary makeover tonight from Hallandale Beach.
What a shock for the cashier and a customer here at this store on Hallandale Beach Boulevard, not to mention the driver who apparently never saw it coming.
Nothing pretty about this scene in front of Sally's Beauty Supply, a car through the glass window. The noise startled workers at Plaza Resorts next door.
We were in the office right next door and we heard a big slam, and so we all came running out and saw the car, just crash through the window.
It sounded like 2 cars collided, and it sounded like somebody was really seriously hurt. Because, we were inside. We couldn't see what was going on out here, and it was just the loudest boom, a commotion. We were terrified because we thought someone was seriously hurt or dead.
The driver has told witnesses she thought her car was in reverse, and when she hit the pedal, she thought she would be going backwards. Instead, as you can see, she went straight forward.
I came right after impact. I saw her when she was getting out the car, went over to the passenger side, and just sat there. Okay,
That's what she did?
Yeah, it was like she didn't even know she did it. She was out of it.
According to the Hallandale Beach Police Department, that driver is in her 70s, but she was not hurt and did not require medical attention. No one hurt inside the store either. According to the PD, it will cost a couple $1,000s to replace glass and door here in Hallandale. In Hallandale Beach, Joan Murray, CBS 4 News.
It was once the home of Hollywood's founder, but tonight developers say it's time for the Great Southern Hotel in Young Circle to check out. Preservationists, though, are fighting to save the historic structure. CBS 4's Dave Malkoff is live in Hollywood right now with more on the debate. Dave?
Yeah, you hear all that honking in the background. That is being caused by all these demonstrators out here. They are here to save history. But first, a little history lesson here. Take a look at this old postcard from 1924. Right here is the Great Southern Hotel, built by Joseph Young, who actually went ahead and formed Hollywood. He was the person who started Hollywood, and this is the hotel where he did all those deals to get all the land sold here in Hollywood and to get Hollywood started. Back then it was called Hollywood by the Sea, but now the building is set for the wrecking ball, and these demonstrators don't want to see that. Well, we will have more on this coming up on later editions on CBS 4 News. Well, we're live in Hollywood. I'm Dave Malkoff, CBS 4 News.
We're following two big developing stories for you tonight. The first one, a shooting. This one happening in Miami. We understand that an ice cream vendor has been shot several times. Police are on the scene of this one. We will have more for you throughout the evening.
And we also have pictures coming in off the satellites from outside Houston, Texas, where a plane has gone down and it's gone into a structure. At this point, we do not know if this is a residential building or some sort of commercial property, but obviously this plane has gone down and it is burning right there. You can see the smoke coming out. This is outside of Houston, Texas. At this point, we do not know what type of aircraft this is and how many people are injured there on the ground, if in fact there is anyone injured. We are following the story and we'll have the latest for you coming up.
Also still ahead, they partied with her, then she disappeared. 3 more arrests in the case of an American teenager missing in Aruba.
A Colorado teenager home alone and giving birth with only the help of a 911 operator.
I'm Rob Hanrahan in the CBS 4 newsroom. Here's what's all new for you. Tonight at 6 o'clock, a mother dies after undergoing treatments for cancer. A problem is she never had cancer. Tonight, the medical mistake that led to millions for her family. Pitiful sounds coming from a storm drain, and a trapped kitten is rescued. Soggy, but safe. We'll tell you about that and why Emilio Estefan is celebrating the fact that soon people will be walking all over him. Those stories and much more coming up on CBS 4 News at 6.
I'm Lisa Petrollo, live at the Dolphin Mall, and no, they're not giving anything away, and it's not a big sale. Shakira, the Latin singer, will be here in a few minutes. We have a live report coming up on CBS 4 News.
Well, we are giving something away. Free advice tonight. Live pictures from our Ask the Experts phone bank, taking your questions about men's health issues. Take advantage of Men's Health Awareness Month by calling 305-597-4404 until 6:30. CBS 4 News at 5:30. We'll be right back.
This place shakes up all the rules about the way we diet. South Beach Diet Foods from Kraft. Think the right carbs, the right fats, and lean protein. New South Beach Diet. Wraps, cereal bars, even pizza. Life is better on the beach.
Stop by your neighborhood Winn-Dixie, where you can find a wide variety of delicious South Beach diet foods. So come enjoy the beach right now at Winn-Dixie.
Do you suffer from pain associated with osteoarthritis of the knee? Is it a battle to go up and down stairs or to get out of a chair? If so, and you are at least 40, taking NSAIDs or COX-2 inhibitors at least 5 days a week for the past month, and do not use aspirin regularly to prevent heart attack or stroke, you may qualify to participate in a research study of an investigational medication for arthritis pain. Please call 1-877-980-PAIN or visit arthritispainstudy.com.
Did you know Honda makes portable generators? Well, they do, and they're perfect for camping, working anywhere you need. For all kinds of RV comforts like air conditioning, or for emergency backup. Lightweight and quiet, Honda's got a generator that's right for you. See the CU 2000? 2 of them provided enough power to film this entire commercial. Honda, the power of choice. See your participating South Florida Honda generator dealer today.
This Father's Day, go to a place where a gift card can get Dad more great gear and great deals than he can shake an ugly stick at. Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here.
Addressing medical issues, here's Health Watch from CBS 4. 1 in 6 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer this year, while a staggering number of them won't even know they have it.
They had a biopsy and they found cancer.
This patient has been getting a blood test known as PSA, or prostate-specific antigen, annually for the last few years, and this time, doctors noticed a change.
You have identifiable risk factors like a first-degree blood relative, or if you're African American, it's not uncommon to get that blood test and exam at the age of 40. For most men that don't have the identifiable risk factors, then we usually recommend a prostate cancer screening beginning at age 50.
Early detection is key to treating this potentially deadly disease. Like prostate cancer, managing your cholesterol is another important part of men's health awareness. High blood cholesterol levels, if left unchecked, can lead to heart disease and stroke.
If you have a high cholesterol, you should approach that through dietary means, looking at not only the foods that you want to eat less of, but there's some foods you might want to eat more of to help lower your cholesterol.
See your doctor and get a cholesterol screening, maintain a healthy weight, and exercise regularly to help control your cholesterol. To learn more, be sure to join us for CBS 4's Health Watch this afternoon from 4 to 6:30. Healthcare experts will be on hand to answer all of your men's health-related questions and concerns.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
The city of Sweetwater is unveiling what it promises will be safer street lights tonight. It comes after the electrocution of 2 teens 5 years ago. CBS 4's Shamari Stone is live in Sweetwater with details for us. Shamari?
Elliot, the inventors say that the safe light will prevent electrocutions and save lives. If you take a look behind me, you can see there it is. The inventors tell us that the device is just what a flood-prone city like Sweetwater needs. It turns off electricity when water touches a down power line. You may remember in year 2000 when 15-year-old Edgar Encearte and Miguel Cayajas were electrocuted after touching a pole near 102nd Avenue and Flagler Street while standing in a puddle of water.
If that happened because of ground fault, it's no more accident in Dade County.
Horsepower Electric owner Hector Ortiz and his team of engineers invented SafeLight. It's a streetlight monitoring system they say will prevent such tragedies. He donated one to the city of Sweetwater. The mayor appreciates it.
And it works marvelous. You'll see it when he does a test now. If he hasn't done it, it just touches water and it's off. This would prevent lives from being taken like it was on 102nd and Flagler.
See for yourself. Take a look at this demonstration. The light is on, water is poured, and an engineer touches it with 120 volts of electricity. Voila! The power is off, and the engineer was not electrocuted.
It's a electronic device that is safe, prevent electrocution in metallic poles.
SafeLight is in 40 places in Miami-Dade County. Ortiz spent most of his life savings developing the invention. He's satisfied.
I'm very happy and very confident about the function of this.
Now Ortiz patented the SafeLight. He plans on having it hopefully installed across the country. Live in Sweetwater, I'm Shamari Stone, CBS 4 News.
The family of the American student missing in Aruba is looking for answers tonight from the latest arrests in this case. 3 more suspects have been arrested. They are young men who admitted to having been out with Natalie Holloway the last time she was seen. Police took evidence from their homes and confiscated a car. Today's arrest brings the total to 5 people in custody in the investigation into the Alabama teen's disappearance.
A dial-up delivery in Colorado when a pregnant teenager gives birth home alone with the help of a compassionate 911 operator.
911, what is your emergency? I'm having a baby. What's your address? I'm getting you a paramedics en route right now. His head is in. His head is out now? Get me a book. Get me a book, somebody. Is anybody with you? No, my mom's on the way. And are you sitting up or laying down? I'm trying to lay down, but the head's out, and it's not going to move, Mother. You're doing fine, okay? All right, what I want you to do, can you feel around the neck and see if you can feel any of the cord or anything around the neck? No. Is the baby breathing at all? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I'm on his stomach. Don't cut the cord at all, okay?
Well, Jennifer McCormick was the surprise mother delivering little Alex there in only about 10 minutes.
I was walking around and I had pain, so I called 911. By the time I was on the phone, his head was crowning and Shaniqua helped me, guide me through it, stay calm until they got here.
Well, McCormick and the operator met for the first time yesterday, 1 week after the baby was born, and everyone is now doing just fine.
There's a good opportunity to mention Maggie Rodriguez. We're still on baby watch.
Yes. Hopefully we won't have one
No,
of those
nothing
incidents.
like that. Maggie, if you're watching, don't worry. You're going to have plenty of time to get to the hospital.
All right, she has paramedics standing by outside the house as we speak.
And if you have to go to the hospital or elsewhere, take an umbrella.
Exactly, for sure. It's going to be very, very soggy now that Arlene is starting to move to the north a little bit, shoving all the moisture out to the east and into our direction from the south. So get ready. Take a look out there. So far today, 84 degrees here at CBS 4 Weather Control, or I should say at Miami. 84 degrees also at Fort Lauderdale, 83 at Key West. 81 the morning low at Miami, 80 at Fort Lauderdale, 79 degrees at Key West. Almost an inch of rain at Miami, 1700s at Fort Lauderdale, and just a tenth of an inch at Key West. But that is going to change. Let's look at temperatures real quick. Right now, they're in the low to mid 80s across Broward County. Into Miami-Dade, it's in the low 80s because of most of that rain falling through. Low 80s as well throughout the Keys. And looking up in the northern part of the state, well, you know, it's only in the 70s at Tampa and Orlando, 81 up at Gainesville, 85 to 88. Across the northern sections of the state. All right, now take a look at real-time Doppler 4, and you can see there's plenty of rain over to the west side, a little thunderstorm right around the Broward-Palm Beach border over the Everglades. But down here, we're going to go to the south and take a closer look at this as we see the big batches of moisture lifting up from the south across Cuba. There's a big batch here. These are the outer bands of Arlene, and you can see the first batch is just about over the Keys, so it's going to be quite the soaking. Past 12 hours on radar satellite, you can just get a sense of the movement of this stuff. First of all, the rain that we had coming off the ocean. Then during the last few hours, that rain just kind of building up from the south, so it's kind of a mess. And here's Arlene right out about here, and it's pumping all of the energy, all of the moisture out to the east of it and to the north and south, so it's bringing up that moisture from the south, and Arlene is continuing to drift toward the north at this point in time. As a matter of fact, we're looking for it to continue to do that. It's likely to at least brush part of the western part of Cuba, but by morning on Saturday, it should be out in the middle of the Gulf. By the afternoon or evening on Saturday, up around the Gulf Coast and moving on out, so that's the good news. And over the rest of the southeast, well, we're about it. Take a look at our forecast for tonight. It's going to be some downpours, gusty tropical winds, 78 degrees. During the day tomorrow, windy storms, localized flooding is possible, 85 degrees. For those of you with allergies, molds and pollens low, the worst grass and weeds, that continues. Saturday, heavy rain at times, a little bit less stormy on Sunday.
Well, Miami mega music producer Emilio Stefan is seeing stars tonight, and one of them has his own name on it. We've got the exclusive interview about his big honor in Tinseltown.
Then international superstars drawing a huge crowd at a South Florida mall.
I'm Lisa Petrolo at the Dolphin Mall. I'm trying the moves, but these people know it well. It's starting to rain, but they're going to stick it out. We'll have a live report. Shakira's on her way. That story coming up.
Just in time for summer, the Wanna-Do City Action Pass. Our best value ever. 3 kids visits for just $59.95. Wow! At under $20 a visit, it's like getting a free visit. You can jump right into giant special summer events.
What you wanna do?
Cartoon Network stars live, the Mad Science Show, pirates, and lots more. Get to Publix today and get your Action Pass for just $59.95. Hurry, offer good only while supplies last. Then get to Wanna-Do City.
My dad had an operation last week. They used what's called a minimally invasive procedure.
Minimally invasive procedures are just as effective as conventional surgery, but easier on your body. So you can get back to what's important faster. Back to your life. Back to your family.
Good job.
Go to mipinfo.com to get your free guide, or call toll-free and feel better sooner.
Gesundheit. We're sorry you've got allergies. Maybe we can help. Medical studies prove Benadryl is more effective than the leading allergy medicine. Histamine-blocking Benadryl is more effective at relieving allergy symptoms like runny nose, sneezing, itchy nose, and watery eyes. When allergies bloom, Benadryl is more effective than the leading allergy medicine.
Imagine the possibilities. At Robin Stuckey, we're celebrating the grand opening of our newest interior showroom in Coral Gables. with exquisite furnishings, award-winning interior design, and very special savings at both of our extraordinary locations. Visit us today in Boca Raton at Meisner Park and now near Merrick Park in Coral Gables. Discover the incomparable world of Rob & Stuckey. We promise you'll be inspired. Rob & Stuckey Interiors.
Get in on the auction action. Bid on cars, vacations, big screen TVs, kitchens, and more. All from South Florida retailers and all brand new. Just click and bid at Herald.com.
New at 6, doctors diagnosed her with cancer, even gave her chemo, but she never had the disease. Tonight, the family of a South Florida woman winning millions of dollars over a diagnosis that turned deadly. Tonight, all new at 6.
There are some very excited fans tonight. International superstar Shakira is celebrating the release of her new album right here in South Florida.
CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo, a little wet, but live at the Dolphin Mall where fans have been waiting for hours. Lisa.
Absolutely. Some from 7 a.m. It is a little soggy. The umbrellas are up, but they are here to see the woman known as the Spanish Alanis Morissette, the one, the only Shakira. They are here to see one woman and one woman only.
We love Shakira!
Shakira.
Why do you like Shakira?
Because she's beautiful.
Every woman wants to have her, and every guy wants to be with her.
Hassam Hadir is first in line here at the Dolphin Mall, and he's been here since 7 a.m.
I love Shakira. I love Shakira. It's my life.
16-year-old Margarita Ramirez spent 5 years making this Shakira scrapbook.
It's just her, like herself singing, dancing, everything.
The Colombian-born singer has sold millions of CDs with her sultry voice and her gyrating dance moves. And fans of all ages are trying to emulate her. Despite heavy afternoon rains today, these loyal fans were no washout. They're here to meet their favorite singer. I'm Shakira. What are you going to say to me?
I have no idea. I'm gonna Shakira. I'm gonna faint.
He's gonna faint, and this is what he's gonna faint over. Here she is. This is her new album, Shakira Fijación Oral. I know I didn't say it right, but anyway, it means oral fixation. It's the name of her new album. It has nothing to do with me. It's on at 6 o'clock. She's expected to be here. Hopefully the rain hasn't delayed her. We'll have a little more with her and the fans later on at 11 o'clock. I'm Lisa Petrillo, CBS 4 News.
You said it perfecto. Thank you, Lisa. The news at 6 is next. Rob Hanrahan is here with a preview of things to come. Rob?
Elliot, coming up in just a few minutes, we continue to follow that breaking story. An ice cream truck vendor shot in an attempted robbery in Miami. We'll have details. South Florida under a flood watch, and our soggy weather all comes back to Tropical Storm Arlene. We're tracking that storm for you next. Wild weather brings down part of the facade on a South Florida strip mall.
That's right. A lot of people out here heard a large boom. They didn't realize part of the roof came crashing down. I'm Art Barron. I'll bring you a live report coming up.
A South Florida family awarded millions after a woman dies from being treated for cancer that she never had. And whimpers lead rescuers, I should say, to a kitten stuck in a storm drain. Heartwarming story. And a star-studded ceremony for mega music producer Emilio Estefan. We'll have that for you. Details on these stories and much more just ahead on CBS 4 News at 6.
I'm Morag Ross, Chief Makeup Artist on The Aviator. The mascara I used had to dramatise the lashes without weighing them down, so I tried Max Factor's new Lash Lift, a weightless mascara that lifts lashes right from the base for up to 50% lift for beautifully wide-awake eyes.
New Lash Lift from Max Factor.
And for glamorous lips, I used Max Factor's Colour Perfection, a new gel-based lipstick that holds onto your lips for a flawless look hour after hour.
New Colour Perfection, now appearing in The Aviator. Max Factor, the makeup of makeup artists.
Now you can save thousands of dollars on a new Nitro Performance Bass Boat. It's the Nitro 05 year-end clearance. Save $2,900 on Nitro Sport Fish and Skis. Save $2,500 on Nitro 882s. Save up to $7,000 on the top-of-the-line Nitro 9 Series. Plus, big savings on Tracker, Sun Tracker, and Tahoe boats. Hurry in while supplies last. Now's the time for a new boat from Bass Pro Shops. I-95 at Griffin Road in Dania Beach.
Are you tired of having your garage look like this? Hi, I'm Michael Dagan. I'm the owner of Housewell Garages. Hurricane season is upon us. If a storm ever threatens, let us show you how we get that extra space in the garage that you'll need. Housewell is South Florida's leading garage organization professionals, offering 6 different colors and over 50 accessories. So if a storm does threaten, give yourself that added space you need to bring in your outside furniture and get your car back into the garage. Call 866-345-WALL to schedule a free estimate or check us out at housewall.com. To hook, hold, or hide with Housewall Garage System.
Before she was the famous host of The Weakest Link, she was the mother from hell. Her shameful secret, next Oprah.
Tomorrow at 4 on 4.
Tracking Tropical Storm Arlene. For the very latest, keep it on CBS 4 News.
This Saturday, Bears puts the super in Super Saturday. Up to 70% savings on every item in stock makes Bears Super Saturday super. This Saturday, find super styles from designers you want, super values with amazing savings, super service with 24-hour delivery. Now pay no interest for 1 year, and Bears just put the super in Saturday. Bears Super Saturday sale. This Saturday, beyond the ordinary. Don't miss it.
CBS 4 News is sponsored by Bears for a better lifestyle. Where? Bears.
That's going to do it for CBS 4 News at 5:30. Thanks for watching. CBS 4 News at 6 with Rob Hanrahan and Beatrice Canals starts right now.
Now, live. This is CBS 4 News at 6.
And first at 6, a live look outside where stormy weather and torrential downpours have left South Florida under a flood watch tonight.
And it's all coming from this, the outer fringes of Tropical Storm Arlene on the move through the Western Caribbean tonight. The flood watch is in effect until tomorrow.
For the latest on that and Arlene, let's get right out to Weather Control. Meteorologist Brian Norcross, they're live with it all for us. Brian.
All right, Rob and Beatrice, we do expect very heavy rain here and some gusty winds, but that's it from this storm. Does not look like, even if it were to intensify as expected in the Gulf, not intensify a whole lot, but intensify some, that we would have anything more than a wet and windy kind of day. Now, take a look at the real-time Doppler 4 right now, and we see that a big batch, or a medium-sized batch, let's be accurate, of rain there is just south of the Keys, and everything is rotating in this kind of general direction around the tropical storm, which is well to the south, and then there's another batch here, and there's lots more south of that, but the whole business is going to rotate to the north, up over our state. Now here's the satellite picture, and the center of circulation, this was yesterday, was down right in here. Now watch as it slowly moves to the north. Here it comes, here it comes. So right now the center of circulation is up in there, but notice it's drawing this moisture up in this direction, and so this tremendous amount of tropical moisture is more or less aimed right at us, and that's why the flood watch is in effect until at least tomorrow evening, and maybe even be extended, just depending on what happens. The circulation center is a large area down in here. Now you can make out a little swirl right there, but the actual center, as measured by the National Hurricane Center, is right up in there, just to the north of 20 North. And here we can see these thunderstorms. There's the Isle of Pines, Isle of Youth right there. All of this heading now for western Cuba with gusty winds, and that's why they have tropical storm warnings in effect there right now. Now, as of 5 o'clock, the latitude was 20.2, the wind was 40, the longitude 84.2, and moving to the north at about 8 miles an hour. It is expected to increase in its movement, forward speed movement, and perhaps intensify some over the next couple days, but quite disorganized at this point. Now, here is that future track, and this is for the center of the storm, but the thing to remember is that even if on Saturday morning is expected the center is somewhere over in here, the weather associated with that looks like that. So that's why we expect to have significant rainfall with Tropical Storm Arlene as it moves well to the west of us in the Gulf of Mexico, but the weather comes up over us, the heavy rain and the gusty winds. All right, back with more on all that here in just a few minutes.
All right, Brian, the heavy rain toppled a tree in Miami. Crews were called out to clear the debris off the road near Northwest 22nd Street and 13th Avenue. No one was hurt.
Winds also making for some rough surf. Red flags are up on Miami Beach, warning swimmers there of the choppy seas.
The recent rains are being blamed for causing a big mess in Pompano Beach when part of a strip mall's facade came crashing down. CBS 4's Art Barron live on the scene with details for us. Art.
Well, as you can see, the cleanup has already begun right here in front of the dollar store in Pompano Beach, where a 50-foot section of this roof came crashing down as people were coming and going. Crews out here say it is a miracle no one was hurt. Describe.
It just fell down. That's all I can say. It just crumbled down.
This section of decorative roof comes crashing down just seconds before and after people walked under it.
You can see that the thing is rotten. Should have been taken care of a long time ago. And if anybody would have been under it, they would have been hurt.
One customer's Chevy van in front was damaged. He had parked it there during a heavy downpour.
I pulled up so he wouldn't have to run out in the rain and get out of the van and went in. And I don't think I was in there for 2 seconds. And I heard this thump and turned around, and there's the mess.
6 shoppers and 2 employees were inside the dollar store along the 800 block of North Federal Highway. Fortunately, no one was walking underneath when part of that building collapsed. The fire marshal believes a combination of wood rot and a soaking rain led to the collapse.
It's like some termite damage or just general rot, and the water got up in there and it was just too much for it and it came down.
Store employee Sheba Sharpton went home early, still a little bit shaken over what happened.
Thank God everybody's okay.
Once again, some rattled nerves, but no one was hurt when this roof came crashing down. That's the very latest out here in Pompano Beach. Art Barrett, CBS 4 News.
And be sure and stay with CBS 4 News, your weather station, for the latest on our flood watch and Tropical Storm Arlene. We will bring you any new developments as they happen.
More now in developing news out of Miami, where an ice cream truck driver has been shot. CBS 4's Elliot Rodriguez at the breaking news desk with the latest for us. Elliot.
Well, Rob, we're monitoring these live pictures from northwest Miami. This is actually a videotape shot just a little while ago. But you can see the scene there. This is at Charles Hadley Park on Northwest 13th Avenue and 50th Street in Miami. The story Miami police are telling us is that an ice cream vendor was shot in the head during an attempted robbery. And right now, Miami police are on the scene there near Charles Hadley Park looking for a suspect. That's the information we have right now. That driver of that ice cream truck has been taken to the hospital, again, according to Miami police, shot in the head. Reporting from the breaking news desk, Elliot Rodriguez, CBS 4 News.
Now, a South Florida woman dead after being treated for cancer she never had. Her shocked husband barely believing the doctor's words.
Please sit down while I tell you something. He says she had a benign tumor.
Tonight, a family is awarded millions for a deadly medical mistake.
The victim's family says she went to the doctor for a cold.
But doctors made a much more serious diagnosis that the family says led to her death. CBS 4's Joan Murray is live in Fort Lauderdale tonight with more on this one. Joan.
Well, this trial went on for nearly 2 months here at the Broward Courthouse. But in the end, this 6-member jury determined that Janet Pandria's death was not only preventable, but avoidable. Charles Pandria cries, remembering his storybook 46-year marriage to his wife Janet. She died in 2002 after being misdiagnosed with cancer.
It's not going to be over because, I mean, it's so hard to, it's just like somebody grabbed her off the street and took her somewhere, and I'll never see her again.
During a 7-week civil trial, jurors heard testimony that a pathologist from Coral Springs Medical Center misdiagnosed Janet Pandria. Her doctor, Abraham Rosenberg, ordered chemotherapy that led to a bad reaction and ultimately her death. During the trial, Rosenberg's lawyer said if he had been given the proper information, none of this would have happened.
Daily, you're faced with a senseless issue that you're never gonna, I'll never wrap my brain around that issue and make sense of it.
After her death, Janet Pandria's family ordered a private autopsy, which found she had a benign mass.
My life ended.
If the doctor had simply looked at his chart and realized that he didn't get the test he needed, he would have sent them home that night and said, "Go celebrate. You don't have cancer."
The jury awarded Charles Pandria $8 million. He says it doesn't fill his loss.
Everything's in her dresser, and I always walked in there every day and just hug all her clothes and just smell them, just to pretend like she was there.
Now, we received a response from the University Medical Center. This is from where Mrs. Pandria died. The verdict is not congruent with the facts presented in this case, and they intend to appeal. And we also heard that same response from the lawyer for the doctor. Live in Fort Lauderdale, Joan Murray, CBS 4 News.
Back to developing news here in Miami, where an ice cream vendor has been shot. Let's go to Carrie Codd live at the scene. Carrie?
Rob, we are next to Headley Park here in Allapattah. We can show you the ice cream truck here parked along the side of this park. Apparently, the ice cream truck driver was out of his truck slightly after 5 o'clock when he got shot in the neck during an attempted robbery. What we know at this point, that gentleman, the truck driver, is in stable condition at Ryder Trauma Center, and the police are actively looking for one person who they think might be responsible for this. That's the scene out here live. A tow truck driver shot in the neck during an attempted robbery. Live in Miami, Kerry Cott, CBS 4 News.
Tire-slashing vandals strike close to a dozen Hollywood fire rescue vehicles in an overnight crime spree. One after another, crews at Fire Station 74 in Hollywood worked to repair more than a dozen flat tires there. Those tires were slashed and punctured with a knife. Now, detectives are looking at surveillance video, hoping to get some clues as to who may have committed this crime.
Now, a heartwarming story. A kitten has already used up one of his 9 lives after getting stuck in a storm drain. CBS 4's Jawan Strader joins us now with how crews came to the kitty's rescue. Jawan.
Yes, Rob, it happened late last night when a neighbor heard this small feline meowing for help. Well, Miami police and fire crews rushed into action to save this little kitty.
A major rescue underway, and it's drawing a lot of attention at Northwest 17th Street and 2nd Avenue in Overtown. The City of Miami police on the scene. Trying to keep calm, a frisky victim stuck in a storm drain.
So you want us to get the booster line and blast?
Yeah, booster line and just blast from the other side.
The frisky victim is a kitten and has been stuck in the storm drain all night, meowing for help.
He's a nice size. Good eating size.
Rescuers tried using a bucket with a little kitty snack to save the feline.
I was trying to attract him inside the bucket with the cat food, but in actuality it didn't work.
So the City of Miami Fire Department gives it a shot.
We opened up the manhole cover and found like about an 8-foot drop in there. Couldn't actually see the cat, but we sent the firefighter down to see if we can actually, assess what we had.
But the hole was too small for the firefighter to maneuver. So animal's worst friend was called out to help.
We notified Animal Control. They responded with about 25 minutes. Prior to them coming, we tried to use an extinguisher to see if we can scare the cat out into the firefighter that was waiting for him.
And that helped. Within minutes, this feline's most unlikely hero was able to snag him and save his life. He was a little wet and dirty, but otherwise, this kitty has 8 more lives left.
He's a lucky one. You're going to have a second chance.
Yes, he will have a second chance. Fire officials say that the kitty is extremely lucky because the drain could have flooded, as we know, because of all this crazy weather. And good news, an officer on the scene has decided to adopt the kitty. Jawan Strader, CBS 4 News.
All right, Jawan. Mega music producer Emilio Estefan now has something in common with some of Hollywood's biggest legends. We have the exclusive interview about his special showbiz honor.
Broward County unveiling a new high-tech traffic center designed to keep drivers moving, but already it's hitting a roadblock. It is the latest in an exclusive CBS 4 I-Team investigation.
I'm Kim Bokamper. The D train stops on 4. Dontrell Willis is the top arm in the Bigs after solving the Mariners. And the Pistons and Spurs tip off for the NBA Finals. I'll have a preview of that series later in sports.
Our Ask the Experts phone bank is up and running, taking your questions about men's health issues. Call 305-597-4404 until 6:30.
And tracking Arlene, we're going to check in for the latest from Weather Control tonight, and also ahead on the CBS Evening News, how some in Florida and the Gulf Coast are preparing for the storm. CBS 4 News at 6. We'll be right back.
Next ET, Dallas-starred Victoria Principal's deadly disease. Then a CSI investigation, step-by-step through the making of the hit show. And Cameron Diaz's sexy body. Next ET.
Weeknights at 7 on CBS 4.
Before she was the famous host of The Weakest Link, she was the mother from hell.
Do you remember the day you lost custody?
Then mother-daughter conflicts. It's a mess.
You wanted to slap me, right? Just let it out.
Next, Oprah.
Tomorrow at 4 on 4.
Being known as the beef people has come naturally to us for 80 years. Some stores have their meat injected with salt water for artificial juiciness. At Winn-Dixie, we don't do that. Isn't that what you'd expect from beef people?
This week, get WD brand beef USDA choice boneless top round London broil for $1.88 a pound. And Sanderson Farms grade A all natural fresh roasters for just 68 cents a pound. Only from the beef people.
Did you know Honda makes portable generators? Well, they do, and they're perfect for camping, working anywhere you need. For all kinds of RV comforts like air conditioning, or for emergency backup. Lightweight and quiet, Honda's got a generator that's right for you. See the CU 2000? two of them provided enough power to film this entire commercial. Honda, the power of choice. See your participating South Florida Honda generator dealer today.
It's Floors Today's Great American Floor Sale.
Now, through this weekend, step into a Floors Today superstore and save.
Up to 70% off hardwood floors.
Up to 70% off laminate floors.
Hundreds of styles to add the rich look of wood flooring to your home.
With up to 70% off, you'll never save more. Hardwood floors from 99 cents a square foot.
Laminate floors from 69 cents a square foot.
Hurry, these 70% savings are good now through Sunday. Buy your floors today. Take home your floors today at Floors Today.
Tonight, new developments in a CBS 4 I-Team investigation. Broward County unveils its new traffic center, but there could be trouble since some of the key players still aren't there.
CBS 4's Robin Kish explains from Fort Lauderdale.
Broward County's brand new traffic management center is officially up and running. Now the question is, where is everybody? Look at that. 6.7 million of your tax dollars paid for this transportation management center in Broward County. There's already a $33 million temporary center in Palm Beach County, another along the Turnpike in Pompano Beach, and the Taj Mahal of centers in Miami-Dade. Broward County's version is the first in the state to manage traffic on the highways and on the streets. Engineers can now even reprogram traffic lights by computer.
You take the volumes of traffic, you take the speeds, you plug it into computer software, you adjust the timing, it tells you how many seconds it needs to clear people to go through an intersection.
But even with the technological advances, you still need people to make these centers work. And as we exposed in our CBS 4 News I-Team investigation last month, the $9.2 million SunGuide Transportation Management Center in Miami-Dade is nearly running on empty. 1 year after it opened, Florida Highway Patrol dispatchers and 511 smart route operators still aren't here. You look around here and all you see are empty desks and empty chairs.
Right, on this level, that's correct.
And the story's pretty much the same here at the brand new Broward County Traffic Management Center, where two of its key players, Broward County Transit and the Florida Highway Patrol, have yet to move in. A Department of Transportation spokesperson says the Highway Patrol is just a phone call away. But the point of these traffic centers is for all of the agencies to be operating under one roof in real time. It'd be great to have everybody here. With only 6 Florida Highway Patrol dispatchers handling calls from Broward County north to the Treasure Coast, it can sometimes be tough getting a call through. Lieutenant Pat Santangelo says accidents are cleared faster when the agencies work side by side.
For every hour I-95 is closed, for example, or every hour the Turnpike is closed, is about $1 million in economic impact. So the quicker we can get these roads open, the better.
Officials with the Broward Traffic Management Center say they hope that Broward Transit will move in within a month. As for the Florida Highway Patrol, there's no clear date as to when staff members will be coming here. In Fort Lauderdale, Robin Kish, CBS 4 News.
Tropical Storm Arlene may be in the western Caribbean, but it is soggy effects have South Florida under a flood watch tonight. Brian Norcross has the latest from Weather Control next.
Emilio Estefan is a star, and now he has a starred approval.
And our Ask the Experts phone bank taking your questions tonight on men's health issues. Call 305-597-4404 until 6:30. Better hurry.
CBS 4 Weather is sponsored by Delta Dental. We keep you smiling.
At Delta Dental, we've always thought it was better to stick to one thing and do it really well. So dental is all we do. Not fire, not theft, not auto, life, or even medical insurance. Just the best group dental plans. Ask your employer or benefits advisor about Delta Dental. We keep you smiling.
Care Plus wants people to get the most out of life. So all 4 Care Plus health plans help you get the most out of your Medicare benefits. For example, if you need extra prescription coverage, you would choose Care One. You get up to $500 a month for brand drugs, plus a quarterly rollover option. And no matter which plan you choose, you always get more benefits than original Medicare. Care Plus health plans, get the most out of life.
Over 17 million people live in Florida. Almost 13 million are drivers. Over 1 million drive SUVs. And out of that many, there's only one number one. Ford Expedition, the best-selling full-size SUV in South Florida. Now get up to $6,230 in total savings, or 0 for 60 plus $2,000 on Expedition. The proof is in the numbers. Up to $6,230 in savings, or 0 for 60 plus $2,000. Only at your South Florida Ford dealer.
The best tasting hand-picked fruit you can put in your tummy. Vine-ripened vegetables and strawberries, fresh local fish, and certified Angus beef. Nobody beats Norman Brothers. Quality, freshness, and service. That's Norman Brothers, the fresh approach.
Are you searching for fabulous deep waterfront property in a stunning, unspoiled setting? Saturday and Sunday, June 25th and 26th, come to the grand opening of Clearwater Coves, where you can own a spectacular lakefront parcel on Lewis Smith Lake for just $69,900. During the grand opening, save 10% on any waterfront parcel you select. Plus, enjoy some of the lowest financing ever. Don't miss out. For more information, call 1-800-564-5092. That's 800-564-5092. Call now.
If you see news in the making, dial star CBS 4 on your T-Mobile cellular phone.
Time for weather. Brian Norcross is here. We're already busy. It's just June.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean, just because it's busy early doesn't mean it's going to be a busy season. Just because it starts late, it doesn't mean it's going to be a late season. So there's no correlation, thankfully, between those things. But there is rain on the way, and a lot of it. All right, we'll show you the real-time radar in 1 second. Here you see it's 80 degrees here, weather control West Dade and Doral, 82 Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, and Key West. Of course, it's plenty steamy out there. Feels like 87. Stickiness scale right at normal for summer, 7.5. Breezy out of the east at 16, and just under a quarter of an inch of rain, or a half an inch of rain in our rain gauge here. Now, here's the real-time Doppler 4. Little bit of a thunderstorm just moved through the Miami Lakes area, kind of sped across Miami-Dade County. But here is a real significant band, outer band from Tropical Storm Arlene. Let's go close up with real-time radar and show you exactly where this is. Just approaching Long Key. This is a real downpour cell with very gusty winds right there. Another weaker cell approaching Marathon, and this band is going to swing through the lower Keys and on up into Miami-Dade County, and that's why we have the flood watch in effect, because this is really just the beginning. Here's the wide view, 6 o'clock this morning now, and watch this one batch come through, and that went mostly through the Keys, but then we had these other cells move through the metropolitan area here, and then here comes the next one up, up, up. So there's the first real significant outer band of the tropical storm. This down here is stronger yet, so they are really getting wet in the western side of Cuba, and in these downpours, the winds are quite gusty. We gusted up to 43 miles an hour in a little cell that came through here at weather control. Now here's Arlene, there's the rain, and notice the rain extends well down to the south. It's just out of radar range. That's why the green stops. The green is as far as the radar can see, but way down in the Caribbean, and as Arlene goes north, all that moisture is going to come north over our state with it. Now, what's going on right now in the upper atmosphere is a dip in the jet stream, and so that's what's keeping Arlene from getting very strong. But the thinking is that that's going to go away as we go into the next couple of days, so Arlene could strengthen as it moves north, and it's being driven north by this blocking high, same kind of high that was out there in the Atlantic last hurricane season. Now, as far as your true view for tomorrow's weather, take a look at this. Ooh, it looks like an ugly day. Waves of rain, gusty wind. Not that it's going to look like this every second, but we do expect heavy rain in just about all of South Florida tomorrow. And when it does rain, we'll get quite gusty. Still kind of a gusty breeze on Saturday as we have this moisture feed up over us. Some heavy storms, maybe not quite as bad on Saturday. And Sunday, we may still have some of that moisture in the area, so still some storms, but as Arlene moves away, not as breezy. Okay, the forecast in detail tonight. Some downpours and a gusty tropical wind, but increasing north or south to north as those bands move in. Windy storms tomorrow, localized flooding possible, and a high up to 85. Boating tomorrow, small craft advisory, rip currents, and a lousy day for boating. And there's your weekend, slowly getting better, but we're just not sure how much better, even by Sunday, and we'll continue to watch that.
All right, thanks, Brian. Now, a superstar honor for South Florida's own Emilio Estefan.
He makes us so proud. The mega music producer getting a star of his own in Hollywood. CBS 4's Elliot Rodriguez is here now with more on this big honor. Elliot.
Well, that's right, guys. Emilio Estefan has been Gloria Estefan's husband for 27 years. In addition to that, he's been her conga player, music producer, and business manager. And beginning today, he's also her neighbor on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
He may be more comfortable in the recording studio, but Emilio Estefan seemed right at home on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. The Emilio Estefan star now shines here, right next to the one for his better half, wife Gloria.
I want to thank everybody that's been involved, all from the media, radio, people that helped me produce a lot of records, musicians, singers that believe in me.
The beginning for Emilio was the Miami Sound Machine, which in the 1980s brought Latin rhythms from South Florida to millions of Anglo music fans around the country.
I'll open my heart.
Besides guiding Gloria's career, Emilio has won 14 Grammys and worked with some of the biggest names in the music world. Madonna, Ricky Martin, Shakira, J-Lo, Mark Anthony. The list is endless.
I hereby proclaim this Emilio Estefan Day in Hollywood.
Today's event was fittingly a star-studded occasion with names like Lindsay Lohan, Miami's Andy Garcia, Spanish TV's Don Francisco, Pedro Knight, the husband of Celia Cruz, along with Estefan's children, 10-year-old Emily and 24-year-old Naive, who joined Mom in congratulating their father.
His family is very proud of him, and I especially am proud that we share such a close space here on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for two cubiches.
This star is about a child that came as an immigrant with a lot of dreams. I represent the American dream. With a lot of hard work, we got a great opportunity to achieve that.
Having the star is an honor, but what about the feeling of having people walk all over you?
I love that because I think every step will bring, especially to the Latino world, a lot of pride, a lot of hard work, and I hope it will be a legacy. I hope anybody who stepped there feel that, you know, we represent a lot of hard work and dreams can come true.
Proud moment. Now, always a busy guy, Emilio's latest project is a Spanish takeoff on American Idol called New Voices of America. Gloria is also busy being a mom and writing a children's book. Elliot Rodriguez, CBS 4 News.
All right, thank you, Elliot.
We'll be right back.
The annual trip sale is back at Rec Warehouse. Complete pool packages $5.99. Family size spa $7.99. Billiard tables $4.99. Patio sets $2.99. Pool heaters $16.77. Huge savings on chemicals, cleaners, accessories, toys, and games. 4 days only at Rec Warehouse.
Bed sores help kill over 10,000 Americans in 1 year alone. Yet most bed sores are preventable. Call the attorneys with over 20 years of personal injury experience for a free consultation. Call 877-4ELDERS.
Russell Crowe, why he says he's at the lowest point in his life. Then, a family pet that left his mother without a face, the dramatic story. Plus, Cameron Diaz's Oscar-worthy new movie, her exclusive interview. Next Insider, tonight at 7:30 on CBS 4.
Hi, I'm Mamta Hirapara, your Publix pharmacist. Did you know 30 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity each day can add up to significant health benefits?
Exercise, but don't overdo it. And if you need pain relief, Advil liquid gels are faster and stronger on tough pain. From muscle aches to headaches, Advil is the only liquid-filled capsule clinically proven to work fast. Remember, when exercising, warm up first, cool down last.
And you'll get the gain without the pain.
Sponsored by Wyeth, makers of Advil liquid gels.
On Thursday, June 16th, live, Championship Boxing returns to the Creek. Warriors Boxing Promotions, in association with the Seminole Coconut Creek Casino and Golden Boy Promotions, present Thunderstorm at the Creek, IBF Lightweight Elimination Bout, starring IBF number 2 ranked Ricky Quiles against IBF number 5 ranked Javier Jauregui. Also, see Edison Miranda and heavyweight champion Kendrick Relaford. Doors open 6:30, first fight 7:30. June 16th at Seminole Coconut Creek Casino. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster outlets or call 1-866-2-CASINO. See it live.
In keeping up with our motto, we treat you like family, Armstrong announced we'll pay off your credit card balance with the purchase of a new vehicle. Drive away in a new 2005 F-150 for just $14,888 or a new 2005 Mustang for just $17,995.
The morning after pill for rape victims. Why is your government working against it? Tonight on the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer. Experience you can trust. Right after CBS 4 News, so stay with us.
CBS Tonight, Tommy Hilfiger is giving 16 aspiring designers a shot at the biggest prize in reality TV history. Fame, fortune, and a clothing line of their very own.
The winner will be designing under my label.
This summer, the American dream will come true right before your very eyes.
They're going to live my life and fast forward.
The Cut premieres CBS Tonight.
The annual trend sale is back at Rec Warehouse. Complete pool packages $5.99. Family size spa $7.99. Billiard tables $4.99. Patio sets $2.99. Pool heaters $16.77. Huge savings on chemicals, cleaners, accessories, toys, and games. 4 days only at Rec Warehouse.
Kim Camper here with sports. Dontrell drops the dime on the Mariners and helps the Fish in their slide at 4. Final game of the series tonight. Wednesday's game turns into a two-man show. Carlos Delgado and Dontrell Willis providing the drama. Delgado at the plate with 2 runners aboard. He's going to put the wood on a fastball and drive this a long way. He drops that one into the right field seats. Delgado's 12th dinger makes it 4-0 Marlins. Delgado would drive in all the Marlin runs. In the meantime, Willis mowing the Mariners down. He strikes out 6 to become the big league's first 10-game winner. The Marlins beat Seattle 5-4 after a wild ride on the D train.
When you lose 4 in a row and you got to win one, and no better guy you can have out there is the way Willis has been pitching, and he seems to be able to be our stopper when we have a streak going, losing streak. He'll stop it.
The Yankees' Alex Rodriguez makes history Wednesday in Milwaukee. First inning, he hits a towering shot off Chris Capuano. A-Rod just setting the stage for the big one, though. That comes in the 8th inning when he launches another dinger. That one, career home run number 400. Rodriguez is the youngest player to reach the milestone and the only one to get there before his 30th birthday. The NBA Finals begin tonight, unfortunately without the Heat. The Spurs and Pistons in San Antonio for what should be a dogfight. The Pistons just 3 days removed from celebrating the Eastern Conference title at the AAA. Meanwhile, Tim Duncan and the Spurs are well rested after dispatching the Suns in just 5 games out west. Best of 7 for all the marbles. Will it be rest or rust that makes the difference?
It was a good little break. You have to fight against the rust and whatever else, but I think we'll break through that pretty soon and really get back into our flow.
They had about a week off or something like that, and we just feel as though, you know, we're in a nice little groove right now, so we want to continue to try to stay in that groove.
Well, it should be a pretty good series, but I tell you, the Spurs are a mighty good basketball team. Going to be tough to beat.
Sure are. The Heat's out. Who cares? Thanks for watching. We're out of time.
Good night.